While Thomas Jefferson was anxiously awaiting word from Lewis and Clark's expedition, his former vice president Aaron Burr was actively scheming to steal the country's new territory for himself. We're going through America's first 125 years in 125 days, and today's 1805, the year Jefferson's Louisiana Purchase nearly killed the men trying to map it, while Aaron Burr began plotting to carve off the western territories and make himself the king. So Lewis and Clark have been traveling since May 1804, and by August 1805, they've crossed into present-day Idaho, and things are falling apart. Lewis climbs to the top of Lemhi Pass, expecting to find the easy river route to the Pacific that Jefferson had been hoping for. Instead, he sees endless mountain ranges with no clear passage, and the whole Corps of Discovery, which was the name of the army unit they were leading, feels the growing realization that survival in these mountains is unlikely. What winds up saving them is one of the more improbable moments in American history. When they encounter the Shosonyi Tribe, Sacagawea, who had joined the expedition the year before, recognizes the chief, Kamehameha, as her brother that she was separated from when she was captured by a Hidatsa raiding party 4 years earlier, and this chance encounter family reunion is what builds the trust between the Corps and the Shosonyi Tribe, and the tribe agrees to send horses and guides with the Corps, and without that, the expedition dies in the wilderness. And it nearly does anyway. Food and supplies run extremely low. By September, they're having to eat their horses, and they're barely making it through the snow. The expedition journals describe the men as much fatigued, which was a formal way of saying that they're starving and desperate. But they do survive. They encounter the Nez Perce, who feed them and resupply them, and they do reach water. On November 7th, Clark writes in his journal, "Ocean in view, oh the joy," and yes, he was a famously bad speller, and he did spell ocean the way that you're seeing in the captions there. And he's actually seeing the Columbia River estuary, not the Pacific. Meanwhile, back east, former Vice President Aaron Burr is a wanted man, indicted for murder in both New York and New Jersey after killing Alexander Hamilton last year. So, he does what any desperate man with nothing to lose does: he goes west. Burr begins meeting with General James Wilkinson, the commanding general of the US Army, who is secretly on Spain's payroll, and he starts floating a plan with Wilkinson to either invade Mexico or separate the western territories from the rest of the US entirely and crown himself their king and leader. I guess Hamilton stopped him from being president, Hamilton stopped him from being governor of New York, so now with nothing to lose and with Hamilton out of the way, he's getting pretty bold with his lust for power. And between the Corps of Discovery and Burr's conspiracy, Jefferson has to deal with two disasters at once and doesn't really know about either of them yet, so follow for 1806, when Lewis and Clark return as national heroes and Jefferson finally discovers what Burr's been planning.